CISPRO Innovation, where we help local businesses connect with local families. For more information, check out our blog at CISPROinnovation.com. That's CISPRO, SISBRO, innovation.com.
Welcome to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Kayleigh Gilbert on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. We are here to give a platform to entrepreneurs and small business owners to share their story on our show. I'm your host, Justin Duncan. I am also a Legal Shield associate, and I am certified in group benefits and CDLP. At Legal Shield, we believe in justice for all and having legal coverage be affordable. Email us at smallbusinessvoicemedia@gmail.com or message us on social media at Small Business Voice Media on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Kayleigh, how you doing today?
I'm good, Justin. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. So how is Legally Blonde marketing going?
It's going really well. I have picked up several clients. My newest one I'm most excited about is the Crooked Spur. I know that our listeners have seen us go out there before for a good country western bar vibe.
Yeah, my daughter's going to go out there with me. So, my daughter and her boyfriend, and so we're going to meet you out there. We're going to party a little bit.
I know, I'm excited. We need younger people in there.
Yeah, well, I'm young.
This
young at
last
heart.
weekend when I was in there taking photos, I about did a big dance when I saw about 10 people my age walk in.
Yeah.
I was like, yes!
Yeah. Well, that's it. And I like the Crooked Spur. I do like going in there. I went in there. I didn't really hang out with you guys. I watched the Giants game because that was on.
I know. When I go in there, I'm just running around taking photos.
Well, you're working.
Yeah,
you're working. I get it.
You have a better chance of hanging out with Billy.
Yeah. Well, Billy sat next to me. So, I don't know if he isn't much into baseball, but
He used to play baseball. If you start talking to him,
really?
Yeah, he played baseball up until he was like 15, I think.
I played baseball in high school. I was scouted by the Montreal Expos and the Oakland A's at one point.
The Oakland A's?
Yeah. They never saw anybody warm a bench or hydrate the players like anybody.
Oh, my God, Justin. I can't with you. I was like, you've never told me that story before.
Oh, I know. Because it's BS.
Oh! You're always getting me. I would have believed you if you didn't. Just so you know, I would have asked your daughter, and she would have been like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah, I did play baseball in high school, but I was a lot better in my head, and my head and my body did not coordinate well. So I did a lot of striking out, and I made the team. I was good enough to make the team. I just wasn't really that good.
Well, at least you made the team,
I
and
did
you
make
have
the
those
team.
fond memories.
I do, yeah.
Did you see that the A's are leaving Oakland?
I did. Yeah, you know what, if you want to talk business, I think that's a bad business move for the city of Oakland and the county of Alameda, in my opinion. I think that you're losing a lot of jobs. The economy, I think it's going to hurt the economy there.
Well, the mall is gone in San Francisco. Well, it's still there, but Westfield is leaving.
Westfield's pulling out. There's rumors that the Mall of America is going to take that over.
Billy showed me this Instagram article yesterday, and you know how politicians, when they're just like giving off ideas of what they could do with a building, like the Kmart building, we always say, what could possibly be the Kmart building? Well, I guess she was saying that could possibly be a soccer arena there, but she was just listing off ideas. But most of the comments were that it needs to be housing for the homeless. That's what all the SF residents were saying.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I don't live there. My son lives there. I'd like to get his.
It would be nice to hear
it.
what he thinks, because Nordstrom just pulled out from there.
Yeah.
A lot of the stores that people go to SF specifically to shop at are no longer there.
My sister and her family used to go there every Christmas to go Christmas shopping. It was like an annual trip. And they don't do that anymore, but I would imagine they wouldn't even do that at all now, because San Francisco's gone downhill. And it's really sad because it's such a beautiful city.
I love San Francisco. I go once a month. So.
Well, I'm going to go to the Giants game pretty soon. So, and I do like San Francisco, but I wish they would do better enforcing the laws there. And I think the police, their hands are tied. I don't think it's the police. I think it starts with the politicians over there. But that's just my opinion. We're not a political show.
We're not.
I don't want to really get into that.
We're just sad to see them all leaving.
Yeah, we're sad to see all those businesses leaving San Francisco, quite honestly. So, but you're listening to Justin Duggan and Kayleigh Gilbert on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. We kind of got started with the Oakland A's moving out to Las Vegas. I just think it's a bad move for the city of Oakland. We watched the Golden State Warriors leave to San Francisco, which that's only across the bay, but that's...
Oh, I didn't know they were originally from Oakland.
Yeah.
I'm not that sports fanatic like you are.
Yeah, I know. You're like my son. My son works right next to the Chase Center and doesn't know anything about basketball.
Oh, that would definitely be me.
Yeah. But the Raiders moved to Las Vegas, and that was a good move for the Raiders. Al Davis's son, Mark Davis, I think.
Who's Al Davis?
Al Davis was the owner of the Raiders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Al Davis, no, I don't care for Al Davis. I mean, he's passed away, but from what I heard about the guy was he was one of those miserable rich guys, pretty much. Very intelligent, but just like, and I can't say the word I want to say, but just a mean guy. I'll just put it that way. But the city of Oakland back in the 90s wanted the Raiders back, and they promised to build Al Davis a new stadium. So he moved the Raiders back to Oakland, and they never upheld their promise. So they were playing in the Oakland Coliseum, and the Oakland Coliseum was it's old. Like, I'm sure it was a great place at one time.
This might be an entirely stupid question, but the football field and the baseball field are entirely separate, right? Because I've been to the baseball field.
No, it was the same. So in August, September, you would see the parts of the baseball field on the football field because...
Oh.
Yeah, you would... That was one of the complaints about the players is, you'd go from being on grass, which all should be grass, to dirt, and it wasn't really fair to the players.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, I think that it's either the county of Alameda or the city of Oakland. I think it's both, but I think they really dropped the ball. They're letting all their sports teams go. You get up into the Oakland Hills, and Oakland's actually a beautiful city. It's.
I like the Bay Area.
I do too. I really do. I have a driving background, as a lot of people know. I used to live in Oakland and San Francisco, and I've seen a lot of beautiful places there.
I still like Oakdale the best, though, Justin.
Well, since we have most of our listeners there, I'll just say I like that, too.
Oh, he loves Oakdale. Justin can't keep himself out of Oakdale.
That's right. I like that chocolate festival. I missed that this year.
Well, there's a big survey going online right now from the Oakdale Chamber to fill it out for your opinion of how we can improve the chocolate festival for next year.
I took my kids out there one year, and we had a good time. I think it was when I went, and this is years ago, but when I went out there, it was really well done.
Was Hershey still in Oakdale?
No, Hershey already pulled out at that time.
See, I feel like there just has been a little bit of disconnect with the chocolate festival. When growing up, the chocolate festival was a lot of fun, but I feel like over the few years, it's just changed so much. And Sconza is not a chocolate company. They do chocolate candy coatings, but their specialty is not chocolate. So I feel like it's hard to get a business involved in a chocolate festival when they don't actually produce chocolate.
Yeah, I guess so. When I went there with my kids, and for me it was all about my kids, and they had a good time. They had rides. It was like a little fair, and my son won a not a crawdad, but one of those
hermit crabs.
Hermit crabs, thank you. Yeah.
How long did it live?
A couple days, and then
R.I.P.
Yeah, pretty much.
I loved the chocolate festival growing up, but you could just the last few years you could tell that there's some changes that need to be done. A lot of the comments, because I shared, I love sharing to the Facebook groups. A lot of people are commenting saying that they'd like it to be a tomato festival instead because we have ConAgra there. So it's just, you'll have to get on. I'll show you and see all the different comments. I love seeing all the comments on the Facebook post, but I would love to see the people actually filling out the survey. So I hope that they're filling out the survey and commenting.
Yeah, invite me to that group, and I'll go ahead and put my 2 cents.
Yeah, because about every 15 comments or so, I say, love these comments. I just copy and paste the message. I say, I love these comments. Hopefully you're filling out the survey with these said comments.
So yeah, next time we need to get more into local events, and we'll cover our local events in our community corner. You're listening to Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Kayleigh Gilbert on Power Talk 1360. Up next is Trish Christensen with the Modesto Chamber of Commerce. If you are a small business or entrepreneur and you want to get involved, this is the best way to do it. Go to info@modchamber.org, or you can call 209-577-5757. You can apply on the website to be a member on the chamber, correct?
Correct.
That's what I thought.
Go there directly.
All right. So, Trish, thank you for coming on today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, and this is our first time having you on, so this is great. But this is a relationship I'd like to build.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you. So, you just took over as being president recently. About a year into it now?
Only if you substitute COVID. I actually became the CEO in December of 2019.
Okay.
About 95 days before the shutdown, and we're still standing.
Oh, okay. So it's been longer than that. So tell us about the Greater Modesto Chamber of Commerce.
Our chamber was established in 1912, and at that time it was established as the Modesto Businessmen's Association. So it was really focused on men, professionals, and building professional networks is how they would have looked at it at that time. Obviously, through decades, there's been a lot of transition. Today, we're a chamber that is very engaged with the community. We're still for business and professional networking, but we do support and collaborations and partnerships with our members in every industry and in community with all the community-based organizations and other partners that we have established.
Nice. What is the focus of the chamber overall?
7-8 years ago, they morphed into something of I think they were going for a vision statement, and it's all based on the CARES acronym, which is community and advocacy, relationships, education, and service. So within community, we're doing a lot of work to build bridges, as I mentioned, with community-based organizations. So general community outreach and support for different pockets. It could be downtown focus. It could be Tuolumne River Walk focus. It's just through different efforts that we have going on in initiatives. We've always done advocacy, so our Government Relations Council and our Economic Development Committee, they stand strong, as does our Stanislaus Green team, which is sustainability focused. We do a lot of work with relationship building. That's not just relationships between our members, but with us and our members, but also with us and just community partners that we have.
Okay.
And we do a lot of focus with education. We have some platforms that we partner on with the different school districts or with Stanislaus County Office of Ed with a focus on career exploration, future workforce development, knowing that our children that are here today, we want them to grow up and be a part of our workforce.
Yeah.
So we have some initiatives focused on 6th grade exploration and 8th grade exploration, and we're kind of looking forward into high school opportunities.
That's exciting.
We're super excited about the work that we're doing there. And then service in general, service to our members, service to the business community, and serving where we can to help others. We do a lot with service as far as resource options. I don't have my own workforce development committee, because we have a really strong Stanislaus County Workforce Development Department. So we refer to them in a very targeted way. So when people come to us saying, how do I get help for business mentoring or consulting or funding, we know who to send them to.
Oh, that's great.
I work really hard not to replicate services that are already really standing strong in our community.
Yeah.
So we become a really good referral source.
That's awesome. We are very familiar with referrals, right?
Yes, we are.
So what's some of your unique programs you have?
So since I took over, the team and I did a lot of brainstorming at different phases of the shutdown, and we came up with new ideas. What did we see as missing in how our chamber was connecting with community? It isn't all just a certain category of people or professionals. So we launched a Rising Professionals Network, which is open to anyone regardless of age. It's not structured for young only with a
I've been to that one. They get a good turnout.
Oh, nice.
And, the energy's been great at those. Each of the new programs that we've brought in, we have a community give back piece. That's an important element for me. Our focus with our Rising Professionals is a quarterly Rise and Shine with either the CEOs or Rise and Shine with the executives, Rise and Shine with leaders. We had one last week. It was Rise and Shine with the badges, and we were graced to have the police chief, the fire chief, and our sheriff.
Nice.
They were the panel. These are very conversational panels. It's not like you get a question, everyone give an answer, and you move on. We keep it very conversational, and they always feed off one another. We had 30-plus people in attendance for breakfast. We did it at the McHenry Museum, and interestingly enough,
nice.
At least a third of the attendees had never been there before. So
I've never been there but myself.
You're kidding.
No, I have not.
It's funny because you're from Modesto. I'm from Oakdale.
I've been to
and I've been in
Modesto
there.
like 42 years, and I've never been there before.
That building went up in 1912, the same year we launched.
Wow.
I believe the last Rising Professionals I went to was the one at the parks here in Modesto.
Yes.
That one, the old CEO from Gallo was there, I believe.
That was, we leaned into HR on that one.
Okay.
So that was her focus.
I really liked that one.
Each one, we have a slightly different theme, so we lean into a different element of leadership, and it's just a real eye-opening conversation. You gain something unique from every individual each time.
So you're listening to the Small Business Voice on Power Talk 1360 with Justin Duncan and Kayleigh Gilbert. And we have Trish Christensen with us from the Modesto Chamber of Commerce. And she is the president of the Modesto Chamber of Commerce. If you'd like to get a hold of her, phone number is 209-577-5757 or go to modchamber.org. Can you talk about some of our annual events?
Yeah. And if I could, I just want to pull in one other program.
Sure.
I got kind of down a rabbit hole. Our Women in Business Network is another one we're really proud of, very new to our organization.
Oh, okay.
It functions sort of similar to our Rising Professionals, but it's an opportunity for women in business, also any type of experience level or career path, but they come together to support one another. You're kind of being a mentor or being mentored just through the conversations.
Oh.
Their community give back piece is focused on taking a different like a mini conference to a different women's focused nonprofit. Once or twice a year, we'll go to a new nonprofit, and we cater that mini conference to the clientele they have. We've done the 2Gen program most recently, and that was so impactful for all of us, those that were there presenting and those that were there to receive information. It was a really powerful day.
Very nice.
So I didn't want to miss that one.
That's okay.
Our events, we have some of the ones that the Chamber's done for a long time, but we've morphed those. And that would be such as our Ag Aware Luncheon and our Harvest Luncheon. Those are focused on FFA program through all the high schools here in Modesto is the April Ag Aware, and then the Fall Harvest Luncheon supports the ag programs at MJC. We have brought a few new ones. We have a family day coming up that was sort of a replacement for the long-standing Oktoberfest. We wanted, the Chamber, who we are today, wanted a family-friendly focus on our annual community event where it's open to all. We haven't landed on exactly what that's going to be year to year, but we did our first one this past year with a focus on health, wellness, and sustainability with families and youth programs. We're right now brainstorming our next one, and it's going to have a really fun new twist on it. We're not quite ready to totally launch that promotion, but it's coming. We do an annual sustainability symposium from the ground up. We have a lot of business support to help the local business community throughout our county. It's a free service that we offer to help businesses that are very sustainable minded or really wanting to show that they take sustainability initiatives to help them get green certified on a state level certification program, which is the California Green Business Network. The annual symposium, we just did our second one. And that is an opportunity to highlight businesses we've certified throughout the year and businesses or service providers that can lean into specific paths. So we did speakers from air quality, and we did speakers on water. We did speakers with recycling and food diversion. So we try and cover all the big topics. We're morphing that event as well, but really proud of the one we just did. And then I mentioned our work for the education for the 6th graders and 8th graders. At the end of November, we're going to be doing our 2nd annual Inspire Youth, Inspire Dreams Expo. You refer to it as an expo. The first one we did, we brought in 4,200 8th graders in and out of the convention center in about 6 hours. They do an interest inventory before they come, and we cater the vendors that are there. Some are the career pathways in high school, so they get to meet high school students in pathways that they might be interested in. We also had businesses there, and we target those based on the industries and what the interest inventory that the students took can lean them into. You might be interested in doing this kind of work down the road. Yeah. And it's meant to be an opportunity to actually have a conversation with the businesses.
That's so important, too.
Oh, it was amazing to watch that many students come and go in about a 90-minute cycle throughout the day. It was super powerful. So we're doing that again. We already were landlocked at Center Plaza, so we're looking to do it at the Ag Pavilion this year. And we'll have a lot more buses, a lot more students. Yeah. Our goal eventually is to have this be a county-wide participation initiative for 8th grade exploration. Similarly, our 6th grade exploration, it's a virtual platform. So it's the same mindset. And we do this a similar interest inventory, but we have been capturing content of a day in the life of businesses in our community. There's an interview piece, and then we upload it on a platform within the 15 sectors of business and industry, and then teachers can share that into the classroom, and the 6th graders can do the interest inventory and then go in and explore. So it's been very impactful as well, but in a very different way. So those are a few of the things we're really proud of today.
This sounds like it.
We're very busy.
Yes. It sounds like it. I got exhausted just listening to that.
She didn't mention that they also have this really cool omelet breakfast once a year for what is that called, Trish?
So you're referring to the Good Egg Breakfast, and it's an event that the Chamber has long partnered on. It's not ours specifically.
I went to it this last year, and I was like, I wish our chamber had this. They made an omelet right in front of me, John.
I was an omelet cooker that day. I can tell you. That event's been going on like close to 50 years. The focus of that is to name a good egg. So someone in our community that gets awarded the Good Egg Award each year. So,
and I believe this last year someone who actually sold eggs got it, right?
The main supporter of that is the California Poultry Association. Yeah. That's where that partnership comes from.
What is the California Green Business Network?
Sure. There's quite a process to it. So if a business is interested, as I mentioned, it's a free service to businesses countywide. Every industry has their own checklist. So sitting here in your sound booth or going to Audi Modesto or going to Blue Diamond's manufacturing facility, those checklists cannot look the same because they're so unique. So when a business registers, my coordinator will follow up, give them a link, they go in and register, and that defines the checklist they're going to be given. Okay. From there, they take time going through the initiatives, doing upgrades. Sometimes we can open rebates like to upgrade lighting to LED, whatever the circumstances are. Once they've gone through that whole thing, my coordinator goes in and validates the information, takes some photos to quantify the work that they put in and the content that they've added in, and then it gets uploaded to the California Green Business Network. We approve it. Once they go through it and approve it, we come out and do a green ribbon cutting and give them a green certification.
Wow.
And what it gives them, the biggest benefit from that after all that work is that they're now on a state-level referral website. Okay. So businesses anywhere in the nation that wanted to do work here, they needed a source or a resource that's found here, and they want to know that they're working with a business that's green certified. That validates for them that they've been certified properly.
Nice. So if you're a small business owner or entrepreneur and you want to get involved, call your local chamber. If you're in Modesto, call Trish. She's got a great team that works with her. Yeah. Yep. 209-577-5757. You can apply to be a member on the website. And really quick, I'll just give you a comment really quick. If you're on the welcome team, that's probably the best way to be involved, correct?
It is a fun way to be involved. We come out as a welcome team member. You would come out to every ribbon cutting, scheduling available. It's not a requirement. You do so many per month or per week, but all the welcome team members are encouraged to come out. We do greeting. We do at mixers. They might be the bartender, so to speak, or the greeter at the door. They're out there networking their business and what they do with their business in support of or through their membership as a volunteer of the chamber.
Nice.
So we come out as a unified front and support one another in the business community.
Great way to get yourself out there.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Happy to have anyone.
Thank you, Trish. Thank you for coming on. We've been wanting this for a long time.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
And thank you for coming on. If you're a small business owner, entrepreneur, you want to get involved, contact Trish Christensen, 209-577-5757, or go to the website, modchamber.org, and you can apply to be a member on there. Thank you, Trish.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Today's guest is Lynn Doucet. She is owner of Sylvan Learning Center, and she's been at this quite a while. And Lynn's a good friend of mine. I'm really excited to have her on. How you doing today, Lynn?
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
So I wish I knew you back in the day because I had nothing but headaches with my son. He almost flunked out his junior year, and by the time he got to his senior year, he made everything up. Everything was done on computers, and that's where he really thrived at. And he's a smart kid, but he just
struggled when he was
younger.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't know if he was bored or what, because like I said, he's a smart kid. He's doing really good now.
That
I was
happens
the
lots
same
with
way.
smart kids.
Oh, were you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't flunk as bad as him. My dad would have beat me, but
Yeah, well, I guess I could have done that with my son, but I don't know if that would have helped. So
you're way nicer, though.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. My ex-wife and I struggled with that pretty much. So
Yeah. It's hard as a parent.
Yeah. So what would you suggest if a parent's going through that with their kids?
Give us a call.
Give us a call.
Give us a call.
And you're located on Standiford.
1532 Standiford Avenue.
And right next to the pet hospital there.
Yes. The 24-hour emergency hospital. Super convenient.
Nice. What's the process for a parent when they're coming in and they walk through your doors and they know nothing, like they're green.
Help me.
Yeah. Like they're frustrated. They want their kids to do good, but they don't really know what to do. What's the process of going into Sylvan Learning?
So we kind of just ask some questions about the child, if they're struggling across the board, if they're struggling in one subject or another. And then we do our comprehensive assessment. And that assessment takes the child through all the skills and strands that they should know up to their grade in school. And it's an adaptive test, so it starts at grade level and it goes through all the strands and skills, and then it'll pull out the skills that they're struggling with and drop them into an individualized learning plan for that child. So we're only focusing on skills that they're struggling with, not skills that they already know.
What ages do you like to focus on?
We start at pre-K.
Pre-K, okay.
Especially now with COVID and reading, super important to get the child in right away if the parent notices that there's any problems with the reading, because once they get behind in reading, it starts affecting
everything else.
How can you tell if your child is falling behind in reading?
They either don't like to read, or they'll look at, there's certain sight words that they should know for their age level when they go through kindergarten, when they go through first grade. If they can look at a word and they can't tell if it's a word or a letter, that's sometimes problematic, but that's very common too. Or looking at a word and you help them with one word and then they go to the next word and it's the same word and they can't tell you what that word is. So
okay,
yeah.
And you do all subjects, so reading, math.
We do reading, math, writing. We have study skills. We have SAT prep for the older kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then do you have things for college kids also? Like if you're transitioning from MJC to a bigger school?
Yep. If they're struggling, we've had adults that decided that they want to go back to school and get their master's degree, and are having trouble with that math.
Yeah,
So
I never got past algebra, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That was like X equals Y MC or whatever that is. I never could get algebra down. I hope my algebra teacher's not listening, because I do a lot of cheating
if I go back to school, you're going to have to help me, because in
Right.
college I have to take pre-algebra again, or algebra 1. So that'll be fun.
That's the basis of all math, all upper level math.
Oh, man. So sorry to bring you down, people, but you're listening to Justin Duncan and Kayleigh Gilbert on Talk 1360 KFIV. And we have Lynn Doucet in studio, and I think everybody that's listening is probably having flashbacks of back when they were in high school going, no.
Right. It's all something we can help with.
Yeah. And then you're pretty much all year round, correct?
We are.
Okay.
Yes.
So so we had problems getting my son into summer school, actually. There was 1 year we actually got him in. But we tried to get him into summer school a lot, and he wouldn't be accepted for whatever reason.
Yeah. We like to say the train stops in the summertime, and it's a great time to get kids in, get them caught up. During the school year, we're trying to get them caught up as school's continuing to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
So summertime is a great time to get them in.
Okay.
So,
And then you have certified staff.
we do.
Okay. And are these teachers?
They're currently credentialed or retired teachers, so they know how to teach, which makes it nice for the kids.
Okay.
So
Nice. And then if you're credentialed, like, what's the hiring process? Like, what would I need to be a tutor?
just come on in and sit down and talk to me.
Okay.
So anybody that's credentialed who has their teaching credentials or retired teaching credentials, give us a call.
Okay.
You're just making me think back to school where I was doing badly and my dad was forcing me to do homework at the table. But it is a good idea to enroll your children during the summer because I just remember I would forget everything from the past school year. And that first week of school and all of your like math classes and your English classes, your teachers are evaluating where you are.
Yep. Summer slide is real and COVID slide was really real.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about how you dealt with COVID.
We're still dealing with it. It's just going to be a ripple effect for years to come. So for those parents out there who have, first graders, that first report card, if you see, that the teacher says the child's struggling or you feel like they're behind in school, bring them in, have them assessed. We can give you a great idea of, where they're standing academically.
A lot of kids switched over, at least in Oakdale, a lot of children were switching over to the more private schools because they were still meeting on campus. Because,
yeah, they were.
Yeah.
And it wasn't high school kids. It was mostly like elementary school kids. And the kids that did continue the public school route, a lot of them were struggling to even read, do math, because I couldn't even imagine how hard it is for a teacher to try to teach 9, 8, and 7-year-olds over a computer screen.
Yeah. We had problems with that too, and I'll get to that in a second. If anything is ringing out to anybody, give Lynn Doucet a call at 209-491-5406, or her direct line is 209-491-5408. And ask for Lynn Doucet at Sylvan Learning Center.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I remember when COVID hit, I was with my ex-girlfriend, and her daughter was 8 years old, and she had a hard enough time anyway.
Yeah.
Being in school, she had a hard time focusing, and the Zoom was not good for her.
Right.
And I'm assuming, and I hear this on the news where these kids are just behind. Period.
Yep.
And
school's moving forward. They can't go back and pick up individual children that didn't learn during COVID.
Yeah.
They just have to keep moving forward. And if you're missing some of those skills, it just causes a big problem later on in the future.
Even because I advised the S Club on campus last year at the high school. Even some of the teachers were saying that the kids are just behind by. it not even just behind in school, but social
Socially.
interaction, because some of the kids had not ever been to the high school before, and the last time they went to a real school was in junior high. And so now they're at the high school, and some of the kids at the high school have been there for 2 years already, but then some of them have never had the high school experience. So the teachers could tell that there was just a very big disconnect because they had not been there for 2 years.
Yep, that's super common too, especially with the little kids. I mean, school is important, that social engagement is important, 3 years
so
and on.
important.
Yeah. So we do have parents bring their kids in. They said not so much that they're, when they're little like that they're behind in reading, but they don't have the social skills to sit in class and listen to a teacher and the rules and stuff like that. So
I wanted to ask you how many little kids will get under the desk and yell at you because they don't want to do tutoring.
None, fortunately,
Oh,
yet.
that's awesome.
They love Sylvan.
She probably has that problem with the college kids.
Well, college kids want to be there, so that's...
Oh, yeah. They're like, I'm paying to go to school. I have got to get a Z at least in this class.
Yep.
It's more than likely coming out of their pocket, too.
We just try to make it a fun learning environment for them, and the ability for the teachers to teach how the child learns instead of just one note across the board helps.
I wanted to ask about your assessments. So your assessments are computer adaptive. What does that mean exactly?
So when teachers teach, there's a scaffolding. If you think about a triangle, we just build that triangle, all those building blocks, and that's how children learn. So we go through all those strands and skills and pull out the ones that they're struggling with, because eventually, that foundation's going to crack if you don't have that strong foundation. So we just fill in the blanks and make them strong.
And I've known you for probably about 5 years now or so.
Something like that. Yeah.
I've heard quite a few success stories.
Yes. And
they're mind-blowing because you can't divulge a lot of information, but you can say, like, this student started here, and this is where we brought him up to here. Do you know any success story off the top of your head?
I do. And this was after COVID, and the mom is actually going to school to become a credentialed teacher. So most kids cannot learn from their parents because their parents are supposed to be parents. So,
absolutely.
The difference between teaching a child at home and having a teacher teach them in another environment, moms are moms. Kids want them to be moms. So this parent, although she was going to school to be a teacher, he wouldn't listen to her. And he was about 2.5 years behind. And within 8 months, we were able to bring him up to grade level. So that initial assessment that we do, every 25 sessions, we reassess that child because we want to know that they're, if there's a skill that they've remembered because they've already learned it once, we don't want to reteach that skill and waste time and money on that. So we'll mark it off of their learning plan. So it keeps it very current and where the child needs to be.
And you have hundreds of success stories, so to go through every one, we can't do that. But I got to a certain point in school where I stopped trying, and I just showed up and did the work. And
I wonder where your son got it from.
I know where my son got it from. My daughter. Well, we lucked out with my daughter. My daughter is bright. She got that from her mom. I don't even take credit for that because
it's girls.
It's and my ex-wife is very book smart.
Right.
Really she's licensed. She's got her insurance license. She was going for a realtor's license at one time. She can read stuff and retain it and do really well.
Yep.
My daughter's the same way. And actually, to be honest, my son's the same way too. My son just didn't try my ex-wife and my daughter did.
Yep. When kids are behind, sometimes you don't want to raise your hand. You don't want to. I was one of those children.
Junior year, I failed Spanish so bad. Like, in the middle of the year, I realized that there was no catching up for me with this Spanish, where I wouldn't raise my hand at all in, like, doing my homework. I was having to use Google Translate, hoping the teacher wouldn't call on me.
Yeah.
So I just remember, like, when I did fall behind in school, it was so hard to catch up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's tutoring at the high school in Oakdale, but I don't think there's any, like, actual tutoring facilities in Oakdale.
It's too bad you didn't know me. I speak fluent Spanish.
Yeah, there you go.
What? No, you don't.
Well, you didn't buy that for a second, did you?
I was like, I'm about to have Misai come over and talk to you in Spanish.
Yeah, there's nothing more rewarding, though, than to watch a child come in that can't read or can't do math, and when they finally realize that they can read, just the excitement on their face, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I believe it's pretty exciting and
Very
gratifying to
rewarding.
watch. Yeah, very rewarding. Yeah. Well, Lynn, I want to thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
So you can learn more from Lynn at 209-491-5406. Give Lynn Doucet a call at 209-491-5406.
Thank you.
So you're listening to the Small Business Voice on Power Talk 1360. Stay with us.
Hey y'all, what's going on? Been waiting on this all day long. When you up for anything A to Z, no, you don't need.
This business tip is brought to you by Cispro Innovation. I'm Catherine Ramos, and today we're talking about embracing social media. Use platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to connect with your customers. Share updates about new products, sales, and events. Show behind-the-scenes insights and highlights on your team and customers. Regular engaging content can help build a strong community around your business. Cispro Innovation, where we help local businesses connect with local families. For more information on this tip, check out our blog at cisbroinnovation.com. That's Cispro, SISBRO, innovation.com.
Welcome back to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Kayleigh Gilbert on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. And welcome our Community Corner. And I am joined by Kayleigh Gilbert, owner of Legally Blonde Marketing. And she is busy, as always, getting more clients, helping more clients with their social media. And social media has always been a headache of mine. And I love having Kayleigh handle my social media. And I love Catherine Ramos, who does her business tips. She helps me with my website. So big thanks to both of those ladies. So I just went to I got back from Las Vegas recently, and I got to go to a VIP party.
Did you have fun?
I did. I didn't stay too long because I'm kind of older now, and I think
I'm rolling my eyes at him. You can't see it.
Because the music was kind of loud.
Oh my God, Justin! We're literally on a radio show, and you're saying the music is too loud. I can't. Were they playing rap music?
No, it was more. It wasn't rap, but it was more uppity. I can't think of the term. Like
It wasn't Creedence Clearwater
No,
Revival?
it wasn't Creedence Clear. No, it wasn't anything like that. It was house music.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I can't see you getting down to that.
Yeah.
You're more of like 80s music.
70s, 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm classic rock. I see Catherine shaking her head at me.
So the chamber currently is taking vendor applications for the October 21st, 2023 Fall Festival, which is replacing the Chocolate Festival this year in Oakdale.
Okay.
And that's why that survey is to see what you want for next year. So if you're interested in being a vendor for the Fall Festival, get on the Oakdale Chamber and fill out an application. And while you're on there, also fill out the survey for the Chocolate Festival of how you would like to see improvements.
You know what Sconza Candy should do is just rename it the Sconza Candy Festival and just create something, make it their own.
So I don't know if what I'm about to tell you is true, but it's something that I've heard around the grapevine. And I was told that the reason it was the chocolate festival is because Hershey donated a lot of money, and it was supposed to be specifically for Hershey, and that's how they got it, and that's how the chocolate festival was formed. So I don't know. Maybe Sconsa might be interested in donating the chamber some money to make it the candy festival. Because Sconsa has a lot of candies. I got to go on a tour in there, and there's a lot of stuff that they make that I didn't even know.
Yeah, I actually went there too not too long ago.
To pick up in your truck?
I did, yeah, actually, and it was a very. It was a very interesting place, very clean place.
It's really clean in there.
Yeah, it was. I think if I remember right, I remember wearing a hairnet.
Oh yeah, we had to wear a hairnet when we went in, even for the tour. It's just very clean, and their employee break room has a soft served ice cream machine.
Oh really?
In it. They have vending machine, like they have espresso makers. It's a really nice facility, and while we were walking and doing the tour, everyone was saying hi to each other. Like, all the coworkers, the people were, like, smiling and cracking jokes.
Well, I was going to say that people were really nice there when I was there picking up. And I've been in truck driving for going on 29 years, and that's not always the experience.
No, because I went on a tour somewhere else, and you could tell that it was just hot, and the people were just hot, and they were just getting work done. Where Sconsa, I was just really impressed because the people in the office were talking to the people that work in the warehouse. Is that what, or the candy making facility? Yeah,
it seems like a pretty close knit family place, and I hope it stays that way.
You know, I was just impressed with the soft served ice cream machine in the break room. I would gain so much weight working at Sconsa.
Yeah. If nobody was looking, would you stick your head under and open your mouth? And
for TikTok, you know it. I would do that at the freezing machine at 7-Eleven if it wasn't against the law.
Oh, is that against the law?
I would think.
We'll put a hairnet on you. Maybe we can get away with it.
I don't know. After COVID, I'm afraid to do any of that stuff and post it online in public.
Yeah. You're listening to Justin Duncan and Kayleigh Gilbert on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. And we're going over community events. And kind of getting off topic a little bit, but it's fun. I went to Las Vegas recently, and I did not gamble once. I was tempted to hit the slots, but I wasn't there for pleasure. I was there for business.
How long was your conference during the day?
It was 3 days. The first conference started at 2:00 in the afternoon on a Thursday, and that actually made my whole weekend. It was a very powerful conference.
And the conference was for Legal Shield.
The conference was for Legal Shield, yeah. But that first part. And I'm drawing a blank on the guy that did it. Darnell Self is a big name in Legal Shield, but there's another gentleman that actually did the conference, and he talked to us as people, not business people.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and it really, like, there's a lot of stuff that hit home with me, and it made my whole weekend.
When I went to that conference in Vegas in November, we were in there for 8-9 hours a day.
Yeah.
Did you get to explore Vegas at all?
No, but I've been to Vegas a lot of times. So
yeah, I had never been. So Billy and I are going back in September because I walked the Strip only once.
Yeah. Oh, geez. So really quick. So Charlie Branch was the one that did the first part, and like I said, he did an excellent job. He's coming out to Hayward here pretty soon. I'm going to go see him again.
Good.
Yeah, he just really changed. To me, it was life-changing. He really changed my life.
And if you are looking for Legal Shield, I would highly suggest giving Justin a call, because every time I have a question regarding Legal Shield, Justin gets back to me within 2 to 3 hours.
Well, thank you. I have a great support system. I have Linda Joy Cash that helps me out immensely. I have Fard Bell that helps me out, and I just have a lot of great people that surround me.
He also takes the time to help his clients.
Thank you.
Which is a big thing, because I remember one time when I was still writing insurance, I sent you a referral.
Yeah.
And the lady didn't have anything set up yet really for her business, but you literally took the time to figure out what she needed and how to help her.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she wasn't ready to
No,
do
I
it,
think I called you at like 9 a.m. too.
So, would you like to be a featured guest on our show? Message me at Small Business West Media on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for more details. We'd love to hear your story, and we'd love to have you be a guest on our show. Kayleigh, thank you for joining me today, and thank you for being a great co-host. And
thank you, Justin. I can't wait till Friday night where you come out to Crooked Spur with me.
That's right. Yeah, you're going to see me do my disco pointing.
We both suck at dancing,
Yeah.
so we might be disco pointing together while Billy looks at us with his 5th margarita slushie, disapproving.
All right. Well, if we get enough alcohol down him, maybe he'll start, dancing with us.
He's a good dancer.
Is he?
I don't know how he's dating me. I look like a robot dancing, and he's just getting jiggy with it the entire time.
All right. Well, he could teach you.
Oh, that might take a couple drinks for me.
So thank you for listening to Small Business Voice, and we'll be back next week. Now, let's take care of business.